Good. We're on.
All right. So listen, I'm Jim Mathers. I'm here with my friends Aaron.
The legendary.
The legend, yeah. with Aaron and Whitney Cordovez. I own Energy Professionals, so I have my own business selling energy. I have a passion to help my friends around the planet. I've been around the world a few times, talked to several 100,000 people, a few thousand at a time. So I don't get paid to do that. I did that out of because I love people. So I want to help people succeed in life. I want to help people go way beyond what they think their limits are, and I want people to realize their dreams. I met a really cool Russian dude that was trying to kill me in 1985. We have a book called Ending the Cold War Between Salesmen and Customers. That has helped a lot of my friends too, because it's pretty easy. In order to be a millionaire, you do have to know how to the basics of sales. So I had started about 6 years ago. I wanted to create 100 millionaires just for my talks. And, no one really came up to me and said, hey, Jim, you helped me. I'm a millionaire now. And I'm like, so after a while, I'll be honest. When you're trying to get a goal and you're going and you're going and you're going and a couple of years goes by and a couple more years goes by and no one told you that you did your goal yet, you get a little despondent, And I'm a really positive guy.
You really are.
I'm a really positive guy. But, nobody walked up to me and said, thank you, Jim. Because of your talk, I'm a millionaire. So no one said that to me. And until 6 weeks ago, when I hadn't seen Whitney Aaron for a while, and you guys just moved to Clearwater fairly recently, right from the Bay Area. So, and they go, "We did it! You did it!" They said, "You did it." That's what you said to me.
Yeah.
And I go, "I did what?" I'm like, "Am I in trouble?" And they said, "No, you did it. You did your goal." And I go, "What are you talking about?" You said, "We did it." And I go, "We did what?" And they made $1 million this year, profit. So I said, "Come on over. I want to get your story on tape."
Right.
I love these two guys. They're such happy people. They're so nice. You really are two of my really best friends on the planet, because I've always thought of you guys. I'm going, I wonder how they're doing. You wonder how people are doing. And they walk up one day and they slap you in the face and say, "This is how we're doing." So first off, I want you to kind of tell the story, because Whitney wrote me a little success story, and I was like, I'm so happy to actually have pulled off.
Yeah, for sure.
So now I said, well, I wonder if there's anybody else out there just hasn't told me. So
I don't know.
So you guys are so tell me what happened 5 years ago.
So I guess we started, when you were working with us, we were writing out all of our decisions of what we wanted to do and what our planning of how we were going to make this happen.
So you wrote down your goals.
Yes.
And you started the planning.
That's correct.
Interesting. Okay, good.
That was what you were directing us to do.
Hey, it sounds like a successful action. Okay,
yes.
All right.
And then,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think what's brilliant is, nowadays normally money is kind of a dirty word. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know, you shouldn't want money, like why, whatever, like attacking the rich people or like the 1% or whatever. I guess now we're like the 1%.
I guess so.
I love this.
So you go after like, well, the 1%'s doing this, 1%'s doing that, whatever, and you can play that game of like attacking people. But if you look at the guys who make a huge impact on the planet, I mean, what richest man in the world or second, depending on whatever. But Jeff Bezos, who created Amazon, that guy, I mean, you can get your groceries delivered to your door. You can have free movies. You can get 2-day shipping. I mean, the guy is literally, so many people's lives are changed. So much convenience.
You're saying he's improving people's lives?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
What I'm saying is, people are saying, "Oh, they need to do all this stuff," but listen, you're living your like cushy life, like this cushion, like a happy thing where you could just order stuff online. You could do this. You could do that. He's taking people to the on space. Like, why would you hate on the guy?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're gonna hate on the 1%, don't use Apple computers. Don't use Microsoft computers. Don't buy from IKEA.
Don't go live on your iPhone.
Yeah, don't go on Facebook. Like, if you think that the rich people are hurting your life or hurting the world, you need to think about, sorry, but the reason you have your clothes, if you've ever worn Nikes in your life, And by the way, the Nike, the story of the Nike guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Phil Knight. Anyway, he wrote a book called Shoe Dog. Amazing. So when you study, like, hey, the guys who are making a difference, they are the 1%, the rich people.
So are you saying you read some books about successful people?
Yes.
So one of my successful actions is find out the successful actions and then copy them.
Yes.
What rich person ever told you don't copy my successful actions? Have you been told that by any? I mean, nice rich guy. I guess there's always some people that
the only thing I've heard is like, so we sell on Amazon. We have like a kitchen line.
So you're Amazon salesman.
Yes.
We sell
I
on Amazon.
love this. I
We
think
do.
it's so intriguing.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And we didn't know this was going to be the route because at the time, when we did the whole
had
goals,
like 5 different master
So many
plans
businesses.
of how we were going to do this $1 million, and we had whole an entire like fleshed out planning for each one of these different lines of business, and we had to figure out, okay, so we started with one, okay, that one necessarily.
some didn't all work out. I mean,
So-
but that's
I mean, it was a failure. One or two failures.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Several.
and then every single year we would do those actions again that you went over with us, and we made sure to always write out our annual planning, like what
the
we're going
goals
to
are
get done,
so amazing.
The goals are important.
We
right?
went back 2.5 years later.
to check
I mean,
our goals.
we did it was
what are our
like,
original goals? How close are we? Did we make them?
out of like the 10 or 12, we literally achieved 10 of them, like
Wow.
2 or 3 years.
And I just said this a couple of days ago. I went back and looked after a year because I forgot, and I said I'd written down 10 goals, and I reached all of them. I was like, oh, I have to write new goals because if you don't write new goals, what happens? You get stagnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you went back. Now listen carefully. This
Every
has
year
been a
we did this.
5-year journey. This didn't happen overnight.
No. No.
I mean,
Just
you
this
made
year.
enough money to survive
Oh,
while
for
you're
sure.
going through it.
Yeah.
But like I've lost $1 million in a fire before. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't kill me. It didn't help me. And I wasn't happy.
Right.
But I survived and I got stronger.
For sure.
So anyway, so then you did the plan. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I guess just back to the original question which you asked is like, you hear rich people say like, don't do what I'm doing. The only thing that I've heard is, hey, we sell on Amazon, right? So some people are like, and we've helped people get into Amazon.
Mhm.
And you're like, well, why are you
Wait,
doing
but
that?
you helped other people too get successful?
Yes.
I know.
I love you guys, man. This
So-
is crazy.
You say like, well, why would you make competitors? So that's normally, like, let's say you're a person and they're like, why would you make competitors? You're making all this money. And I'm like, why would you invite people to go sell the same crap you're selling? And it's like, well, I mean, I have an opportunity. More people have opportunity. And honestly, the market is growing. We're not scared. So the one thing is,
There's 8 billion people, right? Isn't it?
correct.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
8 billion
okay,
people.
Good. Okay, good. So I was just answering that question. But yeah, we did, at the time, I had some success earlier. And so I think most success comes from learning, right? First you learn and you dedicate and you commit to what you're doing.
Wait,
And so
wait.
What was it that you
Hold
had
on.
success
You
with?
learn, you dedicate yourself and commit yourself to doing what you learned.
Yes.
This is,
Oh, was it
it's
programming
too
thing?
idiotically
Mm.
simple,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you should tell the story on that.
All right, go tell the story.
So originally we
This
had
is
some
amazing.
success doing this, okay? Originally, which was, I kind of like had a realization. She was pregnant, and I was gonna
I was
have
working still.
to. Yeah, she's working. I'm working, like earning very little, and we kind of like, if we get really broke, like my mom will bail us out, right?
Thank God for families.
Yeah. So, and I just had the realization. I was at church and I saw like, I need to do something. Like my wife's pregnant. Like I don't want to be some loser dad.
Was this your first child or second child?
First child.
Okay.
She's pregnant, and I'm like, I don't want to be this loser. It's like, my mom is like supporting my baby. I'm like, no, not gonna do that. And so I went around. And I felt, how do I make
Took a
money?
risk.
How do I make money? How do I make money? And I searched and I looked. And the interesting is people. So there's many types of people in the world, but there's obviously people who will be helpful to you and people who will be harmful to you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And people get confused, and they think anybody who's telling you, hey, you can make $100,000, or hey, you can make $1 million, hey, you can be successful. They think a scam. Why? Well, because there are scammers out there.
Right.
Okay.
20%, right?
You know,
20%.
oh, yes, there's some people that will scam you, and people get disheartened and they won't believe it. And so we did have a thing. We did a course, and it didn't really work out, and I paid $3,000, and it was pretty terrible. And I'm like, okay, fine. That was a scammer. Does not mean everybody's a scammer.
Right.
So you said, hey, $1 Million Club, become a millionaire. I'm like, well, we should be billionaires. Like, why not, right?
Yeah.
There's a
for
difference
sure.
between someone scamming you and someone trying to inspire you.
Yeah.
And so people get confused. And so at the time when I had this realization that I had to make money and support the family, because, I mean, I'm
She's
not gonna
pregnant, right?
Yeah, she's pregnant. Like, she's gonna stop working in 9 months or 8 months or whatever by the time we found out, and I'm gonna be earning $20 an hour in California. Like, I'm screwed.
Definitely
I'm
super
like totally
screwed.
right?
And $20 in California is like $5 anywhere else.
Oh God, yes.
Yes, it's horrible.
So I looked around, did research, and this is just one of the first successes in this. And
So
I
this was 5 years ago.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, because Luna she'll be
Is-
about to be 5.
Yep.
So this was 5.5 years ago, almost
No,
6
4
years
and a half
ago.
years ago. Oh yeah, 5.5 years.
Yeah, 5.5 years ago. Okay.
Close
Anyway,
enough.
it's all good. All close. It's all good. Around 5 years ago.
It's true.
And so
or take.
so what ended up happening is I saw and I searched out who is making money, who is making enough money.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I found, well, in computer programming, a lot of people doing software are making money. Okay? And I looked up how do I get in doing that as fast as possible, right? And that's the way I got my first $100,000 per year job.
Wow.
Okay, and I found out, because there's scammers and not scammers. So yes, I'm sure there's some scammer outside. I'll teach you how to program. Here's, give me five G's, and I'll teach you, and they don't do nothing. But in fact, there's an entire industry which is disrupted. And I'm getting to this is not even how we made all our money. When he's looking at my face, why are you wasting time talking about this? But it's important.
But it's a backstory.
It's a backstory because it's a drive home that 1, success is possible for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
2, you find out someone who's doing well, you learn from them, and then you'll be able to do it. So,
But now listen.
go ahead.
You decided. So here's another important successful action. You decided that you were going to be successful and take care of your wife
Absolutely.
and your baby, right?
Yes.
And without having to go to
Yes.
your mom.
Yes.
So you decide. See, you guys, the decision to act is so important, and it's the one thing left out by a lot of people, and they wonder why they're not successful. You have to decide. Just like you, when I decided I'd be a millionaire, I want to be a millionaire, I'm going to have my own business. I didn't get my own business right away.
Yeah.
I got a sales manager job, but I made $300,000 a year. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this is pretty good. But I said, no, but it's not. I mean, it's just a step towards the goal.
That's right.
So anyway, I didn't
And
want
it
to
was
touch that.
also a risk. It was also
Oh,
a risk.
yeah.
Because he quit his job.
Oh, I didn't get there yet.
Oh.
But
No, we only got an hour. So
I
you
know.
gotta
Okay,
wait
I'll go quick. So, commit. People are like, oh yeah, I'll be a millionaire. It's not in your head. You have to do something
you
to
gotta do
show
something.
that you will make it.
You have to act.
You have to take huge action. Because if you realize why are only, some small percentage of people making a lot of money, is because a lot of people do not act, right? Netflix at night, wasting time, just
For sure.
doing stuff that's
There
not
was
going
no
to help you.
Netflix with us
There
for a
was
very
zero.
long time. And
There
even
was
now
zero.
we don't have,
Maybe
don't
like
watch
an
movies.
hour every 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, at
But
that
that's
time,
a choice.
But
That's a choice.
Netflix does not pay you to watch.
it does not.
Correct.
You
I
pay
think
them.
you actually pay them, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
I just want to make sure you realize the magnitude of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's an extra, you get home at 5 or 6 o'clock. 6 to 11 or 12
That's
o'clock.
5 hours of work.
5
That's your
hours.
Production.
5 hours
Right.
of production.
Action.
So you
that
work
you
for your
can get.
boss. You work for your boss. Maybe get a paycheck. Hopefully you're on commission. You can make a lot of money. But then when it's time, hey, do you want to do your own business? Yeah, but I don't have time. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear this all the time. I don't have time. I'm going, are you kidding? You work 9 to 5. And, okay, take an hour to eat if you need that long. I never eat for an hour.
No.
But let's say you have to go wait till 6. 6 till 11 o'clock at night is 5 hours. I sleep from midnight to 6.
Right. Wow.
That's 6 hours. Now I need 6.
Right.
Hey.
I can go by with 5 or 4, but I need 6 unless I'm traveling overseas, and then I need 0 because if you're gonna travel. The way never to be jet lagged is don't sleep for 2 days.
Oh gosh.
That's
Wow.
That's my successful.
I don't subscribe to this so far, just so you know this. This is not
Yeah, but I have
really-
little energy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
generators because if you get into action, you actually create more energy. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you on that. But this is good. Continue.
So essentially, at the time, I said I only have certain time. She's pregnant, already 4 months pregnant. The baby's coming in January. I'm running out of time. How do I do
You
this
got
fast?
5 months.
I got 5 months. So
5 months.
found out about this programming stuff, and I researched and I talked to people who did it. Went on Twitter. Someone said, "Yeah, I did Epic Academy." Talk to them. Have a conversation. Hey, what did you do before? No programming experience. I'm running 95K.
You did a research to make sure
Go
it was
ask this
legitimate.
hey, what did you do? Because people can put success on there, but go find the person.
Right.
What did you do before? Go to their LinkedIn. Go see the history because there could be smoke and mirrors. There could be lies. But in this case, I kept asking and I kept finding more and more people. 100K, 80K, 105K. And I'm like, what the hell? They knew nothing before, or they were working as a waiter, or they were, you know.
Right.
And I said,
You know, $100K a year, that's $2,000 a week. And the vast majority of people, and I know in the United States, I don't know about the rest of the world, but the vast majority of people in the United States make less than $1,000 a week.
Right.
I think it's like 80%.
I think average is 50.
50,000 is 1,000 a week.
Something like that. Yeah, it's around there. I mean, it's
But
really
that's an average when you take all the billionaires and then you
Correct.
average it with all the people
Correct.
making $300 a week.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Right.
there is an average of 1,000.
correct. So if you look at that, I mean, that's huge. And I said, good, I'm all in. This is what I did. Okay. The acceptance rate to the school that I picked, which is called App Academy, is 3%. Okay, 3% of people get it. Harvard, 4.8% people get into Harvard.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a harder place to get into than Harvard, but I'm gonna go there. Okay, so how do you, when you have the chances so low, how do you ensure that you succeed?
Research, learn.
So they have a test, like some test exams and whatever, and they say, okay, do the test exam. You have 45 minutes. Take the test. And I know, again, this is just a backstory to understand. It's dedication, because this is the same philosophy and the same thinking process that I did doing on Amazon. The only way that I'll make it more than the 97% of people is I dedicate myself and I work harder than 97% of people.
That's right.
Okay? And in fact, I want to work harder than 100% of people to guarantee that I'm going to get in there. So the test is 45 minutes. I studied like crazy before. I dug it. If I don't understand something, go deeper. Is there a word I don't get there? Why don't I get this problem? Let me research some more. And I get this down. I understand it. Good. Did all that deep, and what happened is, I told my employer I'm leaving.
I mean, how long did you have to study for this? A couple weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Full time.
2 weeks.
They were 100. They were like,
invested into a new skill.
but from
And
like
I quit
8
before I
a.m.
started.
to like 12 a.m.
Yeah.
I told my employer, I'm leaving to go study programming. I was like a 1 week notice. It was, or a 2 week notice. I forgot. Whatever. I told them I was leaving. They go, oh, we'll raise your pay. This and that. I had already asked them for a raise. They didn't give it to me. Now they're trying to give it to me. I said, sorry, I already decided to get that out of here.
Yeah.
So then I dropped it. I had no income. Okay.
2 weeks.
No income all the way until for a long time. I quit. Baby on the way. I quit. I said, I am all in.
That was a big risk.
You know,
All in.
and Mama's like this. That's
Yeah.
like me when I got fired when Feme
Oh my God.
was pregnant and I got fired. And
Yeah.
I'm like, then I got fired by another friend 4 weeks later. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. Maintain a positive attitude. I'm going to succeed.
I quit. I'm like, I'm
I
done.
was like
Baby.
all over it. Like, you better be studying really good, Aaron. You better understand this.
Mama bear, man.
It was intense. So then at that point I go, okay, and then the test was 45 minutes. So I said, I'm not moving on to the next test until I can do this test in 15 minutes and get a 100% passing rate.
Oh, you could do practice tests.
Yes, this is a practice test.
Oh, yeah. I've done this before, too. Do the practice test first. Don't be lazy.
Yeah, but people will do the practice test. Oh, I completed it in 15 minutes. That's pretty good. I'll do better on the real one. No, 45 minutes, down to 15 minutes. I could do it, 100% right, and I did that 2 times in a row.
Wow.
Then I said, okay, I'll go to the next one. Listen, by the time I did the interview and did the whole thing, it was easy.
Yeah.
You think most people do that? No, they're like, take it once.
Oh, and then also they were trying to put you into a different.
Oh yeah. That was so. This is what happened.
He
Now
spoke
I
to
get
the
accepted.
owner of the school.
Yeah.
Okay,
You remember
so
from your
so,
viewpoint. Go ahead. What happened?
Go ahead. No, we
It's
want to hear.
okay.
No, we want the mama bear viewpoint. It's
Yeah.
important.
Okay, so
Look at half the people watching this are probably even more because women are smarter than men. Let's just be frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Jim normally, but in this case, I'm being frank. So women are smarter than men.
I believe that fully and utterly.
But
Okay, I can
we
tell
work
you.
our asses off to
It's
make
true.
you happy.
Of course,
That's our motivation.
of
Go ahead.
course, we're a
So
good
go ahead.
team.
Tell us
Good team.
what happened.
So what
So
happened?
so basically he, it's okay. You can say it.
No,
Okay, fine. It's
Yeah,
fine. I'll just
He
go.
wants,
So
all right.
he wants to say
You're
it.
so good.
so basically, I get on the phone. I get you approved, and this is now October. No, it's like September maybe.
A few weeks, 4
September-ish.
weeks. Yeah.
The class is supposed to start in October. I forgot the exact range. It's 3-month class. Finished like right around December. So yeah, around September. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're like August, and they go, awesome, you're in. So the next class starts in February.
That
I
was
don't have a
pretty-
job.
that
This
was
is
pretty-
I'm
The baby's already gonna be there.
I'm like, whoo! Like I can't do that. So anyway, I finagled and this and talked and I explained the baby and I sent pictures. I'm like, listen, this is my only shot. Like, I need to do this. And they're like, well, look, there's a very low chance anything will happen. We'll try to talk to the the owner and see what we can do. But this class is totally full. Sorry. When they got back to me like 2 days later, okay, we opened a spot, we did something. So they got me into the October cohort, they call it.
Yeah.
It's like, whew, okay, second obstacle taken down. Anyway, when I went in there, and now the whole point is getting in there, it was a dedication. Because I could say, well, I'm dedicated to make that money, but when you...
This is just to start the game.
Yeah.
He's not even in the school yet. You have to be dedicated
Correct.
before. You have to be working towards your goal all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I did the class. It was intense. It was like 90, 100 hours a week. Like, no joke, like 100 hours a week. Like, you're doing nothing else. Like, everybody in there is like that.
100 hours a week? How can people do that? Because everybody works 40 hours, and some people think, 40 hours is too much. Are you kidding me? When I was in the Navy, I worked 120 hours a week
Wow.
Right.
in the shipyard.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
120 hours a week.
that's right.
When I got out of the Navy, I was like, what do I do with all this extra time? And that was my mistake was when I first got out, I wasn't entrepreneurial. I was a Navy guy, now I'm working for the government. And it's like I'm working 50 hours a week, and people are bitching about 50 hours, saying this is too much work. I'm going, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm used to working twice as much time. Well, go ahead.
Right. So anyway, did the class. It was grueling. It was intense. I mean, I broke down a couple times. Like, how am I going to do this? All the shit, but pushing through. Okay, pushing through. In the end, I went out there. You finish the class. Now you're gotta get a job. Baby's coming. Go ahead and try to get a job. And by the way. And I know it's more for entrepreneurs, so whatever, but their ratio is 100 job applications will get you 10 phone interviews. 10 phone interviews will get you one in-person interview. Okay, so 100 applications, 1 job interview. 2 job interviews, 1 offer. That was their statistics.
Wow.
So to even get a job, you need to do over 200 applications.
Very dedicated.
Wow.
Only applying all day.
Okay.
A week and a half.
I got it.
You want to say something?
No.
Okay.
That's fine, Aaron.
It took a long ass time. 230 applications. Got 2 job interviews, like I said. 1 offer. The offer came. When did the offer come, Whitney?
When I was in labor.
The offer comes while she's in labor on the baby. So
I'm jobless.
Hold on. This is exciting. Hold on. I just want to recap. These guys in 5 years built their business up, their own business in Amazon, built it up so they made $1 million profit this last year on 9 million gross, right? So they went from 0 to 9 million. But see, you make a decision. Like, I decided to be a millionaire. I got fired twice. I got fired by my best friend. Then I got fired by another friend. I'm like, man, this is the opposite direction of my decision, my commitment, my goal. But hey, life is like this sometimes. If you're going to go on after a big goal, sometimes you get kicked.
Yes.
So the fact is that they did it successfully and used the successful actions we talked about 5 years ago. So now I just want to make sure we recap because as we're going live, some people are coming and going.
Yeah.
And also listen really quick on everybody, because I think we have we've got Aaron's Facebook and we have my Facebook and my Instagram. Can you please hit the like button so more people get on and watch this? Because I really, really, really want to help you. And I want to help your friends. So let your friends know. So hit the like button a lot. You can just pound that thing, because then Instagram and Facebook goes, oh, maybe this is going to be interesting, and then they'll send it to more people.
Oh,
so
is that
this
right?
is a little trick I
So
learned.
the likes is important.
And comments too if you have
Likes,
questions.
yeah, comments, questions. But my point is this: I really want this to get out to more people in the world than just 3 or 4 or 5. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an
don't
amazing.
you think? Would you
At
like?
least 10.
Would
At
you
least
like
10.
somebody else to make $1 million?
Yes,
works.
for sure.
Is this not the coolest feeling?
It is.
It's
It
great.
is amazing.
Okay, good. So I know. I remember how I felt the first time I made $1 million my first show. I was like, honey, we're out of debt.
Yeah.
For sure, they're different problems.
I'm getting a Maserati. That's all there is to it.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
so now let's jump. So you got
Okay.
a job.
So no. Anyway, so that job it was. So now check this out. We're going to the hospital. She's in labor. I have no job. I have no income. And now I'm back to my mom is gonna have to support me. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drive Uber at night, working the day. I don't know what the hell's happening. Don't have a job offer.
But then you got one.
She's literally in labor, between the construction.
that's
I'm like, oh god. And they got this email for a job offer for $105,000. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
So that was a lot more money than you made before, right?
It was
Oh,
triple.
for sure.
And we negotiated it up. I still wasn't negotiating.
Oh my God.
Still negotiated from there. Went to 120.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
That was the first job. After and I started and I was like, I'm gonna be 1 week with the baby. I'll start after that. So 1 week with the baby and then we can start after. And then also the thing is too, that was an amazing thing, and she helped so much. I mean the fact
And your
that
baby's beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, really beautiful.
Thank you.
And Whitney was spectacular.
Thank God she was.
During the hardest parts of the pregnancy, I'm gone. The whole
mean
time.
the baby, like the hardest parts.
The pregnancy.
Oh yeah, the pregnancy and also afterwards.
The whole time.
To all the women of the world, I want to apologize on behalf of all the men of the world. Because I guarantee you, we haven't appreciated you enough. I know that my wife. No, my wife has put up with my shit for 30 years, and she still loves me. And sometimes I just look at God and I go, "This is a miracle," because there's been many reasons why she should have just. And I only have 2 kids. My mom was pregnant 11 times.
Oh my gosh!
So anyway, I just as a general. Because the thing is, we need you in order to be true entrepreneurs. You know, it's a team. It's a team business.
It is definitely a team business. Now I'm going to talk.
Yeah, please.
So basically,
you tell us, Whitney.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you very straight to the point.
Whitney.
So that's right.
Her nickname's Whitney.
It is. It is. It used to be
whip.
Butterfly, and now it's Whitney. Okay.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I heard that before.
Yeah, because anyways, it's not like I'm mean or anything. It's just like I get totally to the point.
You're intense.
Right away.
My wife's the same way.
Right. So basically, so he had this job, and then he had this a wild idea to do this Amazon business. And at the time, I was thinking, I was nodding my head. I was like, "That's amazing. Let's try it out." It was like it was a $5,000 investment. Obviously, we didn't have $5,000, and then the $2,000 for the initial product. Okay, and so that was like a $7,000 investment. We didn't have the money. I mean.
$7,000 to the initial investment in this business. Just to try it. But wait a minute. Guys, I needed $250,000 to start my first business 21 years ago. $250,000. And used every penny of that before we started making the money. So $7,000, he turned $7,000 initial investment into $1 million of profit 4 years later.
And she's...
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm going to keep interrupting.
No, I just meant that.
Because I want to make a point.
I like it.
Without Whitney, I'd be nowhere.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, go.
I know, I agree 100%.
So
I'm the same way.
For sure. So listen, so that happened. So before that, you should know 3 years before that, 2 years before that, he had paid $2,000 that ended up being a scam.
$2,500.
Okay, so I'm just going to say it really fast.
Go ahead.
I have a lot to say. So there was that. So then I was like, okay, I was smiling, $7,000, okay, yeah, let's do it. But I wasn't totally sure if it was actually going to be anything because, who knows? But at least I didn't stop it. I could have stopped it, but I didn't. And I'm very happy I didn't.
Because women are smarter than men.
Us guys get
you got to give us a little bit of rope once in a while.
We
either hang ourselves or we climb back up the cliff. One or the other.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and at the time he was doing another class at night. So this new business venture was only done between 11 and 12 or 1 o'clock every single day, Monday through Friday.
PM.
Yeah.
At night.
At night.
Coming home at 10:30 at night.
11,
Yeah.
he would come home at 10:30 at night, maybe eat something, and then be working for like 2 hours, maybe even 3, depending on the scenario and the day and how excited he was. So, and most of the times he was excited, so most of the time he would stay up until 1.
And you helped him?
Yeah, I did. Sometimes I would get too tired because I had to wake up 5 times a night with the newborn.
That's understandable.
Right, but definitely I would support him and help him search around and find out what we were going to do, test the different products and all that. So now, fast forward about 2 years, every single amount of money that was made with that business was put back into the business. We didn't pull out anything for the first 2.5 years, actually.
So 2.5 years and invest in every penny that they made off the business back into the business to help it grow. But you still had your job,
There was a lot
right?
of sacrifice.
So listen, because people ask me, Jim, should I just quit my job?
Hell no.
Well, I said, depends. I was working for the U.S. government. I quit. And I became a salesman, and I made twice as much money as a salesman as I did. But you quit your job.
I did.
To go get a guaranteed kind of a...
Pretty much guaranteed. Like, for me, it was guaranteed.
If you can get in and pass a test and do this and do that, you can make $100,000. Correct.
Average. That's the statistic. Was average.
But it's still 3 times what you were making.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so you got to be willing to walk away from something really bad or toxic or whatever. But the point is this. You do have to do the research first. You do have to know what you're jumping into. Like, the only reason I quit my government job is I went out for 2 weekends and sold. and I made twice as much money an hour selling as I did working for the U.S. government. So after 2 weeks of trying it, testing it, making sure I could do it, then I quit because I'm not an idiot.
You tested it first.
I'm not an idiot.
You knew it.
He researched. He checked everything out. He found out if it was real. So this is an important point because some people just jump off the ledge, and then the wife goes, "Honey, I am pregnant, and where the hell are you?" See, so don't quit without research. Don't quit without knowing what you're gonna do. Don't quit without a plan.
We also did have a backup plan, which
His
was
mother?
obviously very
it
painful
was good.
to accept that.
It was.
but,
I mean, it
but
was there.
obviously that was like a plan, but it was obviously not comfortable.
No, I understand.
Obviously, we don't want to have to do that. Obviously.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then we fast forwarded 2.5 years. Finally, the company was making enough money so that we could pull out at least what we needed to survive. So then he quit his job.
When he provenly made enough money to survive, then you can quit that baseline job and then put full time. Now, did you just take it easy or did you?
No way! No.
We both went full time.
No.
Look at this is real, guys. This isn't bullshit. This is real. This is the truth. This is how you succeed in life. I wanted to give you guys a real life story because I've told my story so many times. I think people get tired of hearing my story. I mean, it was true, but it's 20 years old. My pain is 20 years old. This is like recent.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
You're so cute. Go ahead. Tell me the story.
So then
It was 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the time, and realize also, and this, I want to talk about a little bit of a mindset and a little bit of a serving attitude, okay? Because I truly believe that you don't make money by taking money. Okay? You make money by serving. Okay.
So I mean, you weren't selling shit in a paper bag.
Correct.
Okay. Good.
And that it also started back in the programming time. So I did get a great salary starting, but I'll tell you, I impressed the hell out of the chief technical officer, the CEO, like everybody. Were like, whoa, we got lucky with this
He would be
guy.
staying late like so much. He would be like dedicatedly like looking at that. Even when he came home sometimes at 10:30 at night, he would still.
I launched an entire
make sure.
platform that had like tens of thousands of subscribers, if I remember correctly, of a platform that I literally made from scratch when I got in there.
Wow.
Right? I was signed for a project and I went in, dove deep, learning from all the guys, and over-delivering.
Right.
Okay? And then at that point, it's like, I feel happy. Like, okay, good. Now I'm doing Amazon on the side. Same thing. Deliver a great product. Do great at your job. Listen, I'm eternally grateful for the employer to create a job for me to do.
Yeah.
They hadn't gone off and made a startup and done this. It's
That's
like,
an entrepreneur creates jobs.
that's right. And so it's like, why would I fight the 1% with these guys? Like, no. They're bringing jobs. They're bringing opportunity. They're helping you learn to do a good job and serve your friends, your family, the society. And so anyway, when we got into Amazon, we were doing $100,000 in sales per month before I was able to quit.
$100,000 of sales.
wanna say
That's
something.
That's $1.2 million a year business. But so how much were you able to keep out of the $100,000?
At the beginning, like again, that was nothing. So that all that money was going back in.
Yeah.
And so I think we did it for 2 or 3 months. I don't need to look at the numbers to be exactly certain, but we had done it for 2 or 3 months right when my birthday was coming. I said, "Let's go! Happy birthday!"
So your birthday present to yourself is to quit your regular job
Yeah.
and pour more energy into the Amazon business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Martina, how much time we have? Just so I can judge it. Okay. 35 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead, Whitney.
You have time. I want to make sure I want to just shut up now and just listen to your story.
Okay, that's okay. So I wanted to say, like 3 months after he quit his 9 to 6 or 9 to 5 job, to go full time into Amazon, into our Amazon e-commerce business, we actually almost lost our company, and that was 3 months after.
Can you
Like,
believe that?
We
Life will
almost
throw you out.
everything almost disappeared in front of us.
Is that true?
Yep, we were one day from a make or break on a certain thing that happened that we would have been
Was a lawsuit,
non-existent. Yeah,
A lawsuit from a big company
Yeah.
from
yeah.
a very
A lot-
very big company.
that has a lot more money than they did.
Way.
And I'll tell you something. Back in the day, the first 6 months of our business, we had something like that happen, where after we just started making all the money, like literally, I paid back the $250,000. Right then, there was some laws in the state, and there was some things, and they said you're gonna have to shut down the whole business, and my partner was gonna walk away and everything. And thank God for my wife, because she went in and found the loophole, and she found it because it was I can't remember what law it was, but it was like literally Everybody say, hey, well, it's been a great game. Nice knowing you. You know, he's already a millionaire, so he didn't need me.
Right.
He didn't need this to survive. This was my survival. It was just going to be like, I'm just going to start making money, and I'm going to lose the whole thing. So trust me when I say I bleed for you, because I have the familiar pain. So go ahead. So now tell us.
So Aaron, he's obviously super smart. Okay, we're a very good team. This was like, whoa. That was like too intense. I was like, geez, we have to do something. We have to handle this. Can't just lose it all after all this work. So you want to, I don't know how to,
initially I was a little bit in denial that anything was happening, right? We were still working, the sales were still growing, but this lawsuit, the way that it works, it's like damages, earnings times 3, like it's intense, right?
We would have to start from scratch.
But at the beginning when I first got this letter, I was like, this is why I'm going to say a legal team, and I'm not saying lawyers are amazing or the lawyers are bad, but like you need to these things you need to take seriously in a way. And so I saw it and I was like, oh, they're making this frivolous claims or whatever. Honestly, in the United States, unfortunately or fortunately or whatever, but you do not need to do something illegal to get sued and have your business taken away.
It's true.
You do not need to do anything illegal to have somebody be able to take you down. I mean, that's the justice system today. You have to prove, you have to do lawyers, you have to do stuff.
Which costs a lot of money.
And it costs a lot of money. So regardless of whether you do something illegal or not.
Just from the fees alone,
we're not totally protected. Yeah, you need to have enough money. And that's why and the viewpoint we've always had in making this business, making anything, is like, there is no limit where you have money, you're like, I'm safe here. Like, you make $100,000, I'm sorry, but you get a lawsuit for whatever, and your lawyer fees alone will be $150.
Yeah.
You see, so our goal has always been $1 Million Club. Hey, we go there, but beyond that, okay, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. Because if you don't have that goal and you're actually working into a way to get that, you're going to end up with the $50,000 and be staying there and be watching Netflix at night.
It's totally true. When my goal was to make $1 million, like in my mind, $1 million a year, which I did, and then I was like, I'm there, and I never increased my goal for 13 years.
Wow.
And then in the 13th year, the wheels started falling off the bus. And then the last few years, I'm like, oh, I gotta, so I had to, and I went, oh my God, that's it. I never raised my goal. Wow. I never made a bigger goal. So what you're saying right now is so true, because you start making enough money, you have to raise the goal.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, in this country, and I'm sure in other countries and other places even harder, like my team and my network marketing team in Mexico, they're doing almost $250,000 a month in business in the whole team, 2,000 people. It's like in Mexico.
Wow.
Now, it's even harder to do in Mexico than it is here.
Right.
But they're doing it. And that's the power of people working together.
Right.
But you have to keep making your goals. So what did you do? How did you solve all this?
It was
he wrote to every single.
Well, I had a bright idea, okay, and this goes back to church. I was at church and I'm like, this stressed. I'm like, how do I do this, right? Figuring out solutions. Anyway, and then I said, I do need to solve this, and I just thought, you know what? The one motto that I really have in my life, which is the wrong thing to do is nothing.
Right.
Okay. No matter what, try something. Do not give up. The second you give up, you're
never give up. Never quit.
So I'm like, okay, I got to do something. What am I gonna do? Okay, who's suing me? Who is the company? Who is the marketing director? And I just went out on all-out rampage of contacting every single person, and it was totally against what the lawyers were telling me. At that point, I had a lawsuit.
Yeah, the lawyers were saying specifically not to.
It was filed, served, and they're like, do not contact my client. Do not, you cannot do this. You're going to court. We're taking you down.
It's because lawyers want to make their money, and the thing is, as long as they can keep the people involved separated and upset, the lawyers make more money.
You got it.
I have some lawyer
friends.
We found this out after.
Yeah, because they make more money. As long as we're feuding, they're making money. So it was literally the lawyers threatening me. If you contact my client.
Okay, but then once he contacted the client and they found out who we were, they were like, oh, they invited us to their company in New York. They literally wined and dined us and treated us like we were the best people of the universe.
Sure, it's a great company.
So, okay,
let me get there.
They literally
you can't make this shit up.
Let me.
I know, life is funny, man.
Let me explain.
Real life is funny.
Exactly. So I reached out, I mean, social media, like LinkedIn, phone, email.
So you tried more than one way to contact.
Every way possible.
I just told a friend of mine this other day. She goes, "How do I get hold of the guy?" I said, "Every way possible."
Exactly.
That's right.
Writing letters is super effective, by the way.
You know,
nobody writes letters.
My energy company, we're boring. This is boring stuff. We save people money on electricity.
I love that.
And me and Martino, like, we had 1.3 million views of our company's social media last month. In 1 month, 1.3 million views. Because we try to make energy sexy or interesting or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Wow, that's really exciting.
But like we service our customers. We saved one company in Indiana almost $750,000.
That's exciting.
I mean, you know what? Then
That's amazing.
They could use that to pay bonuses or something. I don't know. It's a lot of money.
That's amazing. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So my point is this. Go back to this. So you got wined and dined in New York.
So
yeah.
By the company
This is down to the wire. Okay.
You're gonna lose it all.
I go. Okay, I gotta do something. Okay. LinkedIn, like email, like letter,
literally
like
the
phone,
day before,
messages, voicemail, and everybody, not just like
everybody
attorney.
in the company.
Yeah,
everybody.
like marketing director, director of whatever products. Just like, hey, by the way, this is my story. This is our thing. And I also was like, let me help you, okay? Because we're selling on Amazon. They're upset because we're selling more on Amazon than them for that product.
Wow.
Right?
It was something that was patented that we didn't even know was patented.
Okay.
Right.
Because they acquired another company that.
There was so much to talk about, but essentially, I said, listen, I'll help you. I will do this for your product. I will do anything. I will help you for free. I was
just
so
don't take
desperate.
me out.
Yeah, please do not. I have a baby. I'm like sending pictures of my baby. Like, please, like we're a family. Like, no. And finally, like one person, and happened to print out, and I found out later exactly what happened. But he printed out one of the messages he got, and he brought it to the guy.
I was actually pregnant with the second kid.
Oh gosh, it's a bad moment. And so then apparently, like, he had the letter on the desk, and it was like this plate with like picture of like a family or like, like, please, we'll help you, don't sue us, like, we're okay, whatever. So what happens is I get a text or a call. I don't remember exactly what went down. It was like Friday afternoon. Everything's down, spirits are down. I got a phone call, and it's like, hey, can you meet? It was an email. I don't remember if it was a phone, text, whatever. But it's like, let's talk. Are you ready to talk? At 1 p.m. I'm like, who is this? And I told him the name. And I was like, yes, I'm ready. Like, please, let me call me.
Who was it?
It was the guy who was behind all the lawyers, who had directed the lawyers to sue us, the whole deal. The guy.
He's the most kindest person.
He is. He's such a nice guy.
He is so sweet and kind and caring. As soon as he found out who we were, he was like, he took everything down.
And I'll tell you, this is a story, and he told me now, because we got super lucky and diligent in contacting him, reaching the guy. But when he contacted us like this, and I explained to him the family, he's like, wow. And he's like, you're willing to take it down? I'm like, yeah, I've been telling your lawyer for like forever that we'll take it down, we'll do this, we'll pay you, blah. He's like, what? Okay, interesting. All right. Well, how about you come to New York? Whatever. Okay.
So the lawyers were telling them the truth.
Wow. So what happened is, he told me later, before he reached us, he was going to take us out. His entire intention was to sue us so bad that we would be destroyed.
No longer exist.
Wow.
That was his intention, and trust me, that guy would have achieved it easily. With those lawyers, I mean, we were going down. And so then he told us that the lawyer said, "Oh, these guys are they're giving you fake documents." Our company was a little bit of a disaster in terms of, like, we're just getting started. For me, like, we just went on full time, like, with the books, the thing, the la la la, everything was legal, but realized that's the first year we really made money.
Wow.
So at that point, they wanted, like, these documents and this, and I did my best. I'm like, this is what. So they got some reports. They said, this is fake. They're lying to you. They're not trying to pay you. They're trying to show you up. We need to give them a lesson. This is a lawyer.
Wow. Talking
to the guy. We need to show them a lesson that we don't stand for that. And so the guy took on this, like, complaint. So I was like, okay, we're gonna show him. He was in that mood. He had been infected by this, like, attacking mode.
So the point is, we got through all.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay.
So
that happened.
Yes.
That was one blip. Okay.
So a blip.
All right, that was one blip.
One nuclear bomb.
Yes, but we got through that, obviously.
Yeah.
So
they did wine and dine us. We did contact them. They even paid us to. Anyway,
okay. So then now that was I guess probably 2.5 years ago at this point, or 2 years ago.
End of 2017, whatever that is.
Yeah. So
they didn't make any money on their own company for 2 years.
yeah.
You're not gonna go and start a new business and be a millionaire in a month. I'm
Right.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So it's
It
not
doesn't happen overnight. It actually takes a lot of
It took me 2 years.
dedication and time and persistence.
Yes.
And then in the end, it was good because we were able to bring a lot of value to that company when we went there, and we sold in person after I gave them a presentation how to sell more on Amazon, how to do this, and they were impressed. I literally and it was amazing, and so we settled right there. And the day it happened, like we were supposed to be in court that day. We were
And you
supposed to be in
settled
court
that
that day, and
Yeah.
we settled that same day.
Right.
It was like down to the wire. So anyway, we got over that, and we just kept selling. We kept doing the
So
same
then a
thing.
year forward after that. So now we're continuing work and all that.
So a year ago.
So that was that was like 2 years ago that this happened.
No, but you said now then.
Yeah,
Okay,
a little bit,
So
yeah,
now
a little
a year ago, probably, a year ago, we actually were not making profit. We had so many employees. I was not there. I was with our baby.
It was the
and-
May after. So like this is May 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Got
So we were not making enough profit actually we were minus.
Pay everybody.
It was like for a week or two. It wasn't forever.
So,
but
I had just started
even
back.
for a week.
Like a wake up call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then basically I had just gotten our 1-year-old into daycare and I was back in the business. And so that was last year, the end of last year. And then we made a whole plan like we spoke about at the beginning of this whole
Mhm.
meeting here.
Reset your goals, redo your plan.
Yes, so we reset our goals when I went back full time in the business.
This is when she became Whitney,
Yeah,
not Whitney.
from butterfly to Whitney. Anyways,
It was interesting. This is the lesson 2 about numbers. And was it you talking to that or like maybe I talked to somebody else. But if there's part of a business, it's the person I talked to this morning. But when the parts of your business that you were like, oh well, this guy's taking care of it, or someone else is taking care of it, or you're not looking at it and you don't understand it, that's a weak point that you need to understand because you need to be able to do the job of anybody in the business. If you're the owner or the CEO or whatever, you need to be able to do every single part of that business. And so the finance part and the QuickBooks and all that stuff, like I kind of had a little bit of a blind spot. I wasn't looking at the profit, I was looking at the sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so what happened is when we hired some more people and we're like this and we're all like, woohoo, we're gonna like make this grow super big, it was overextended. But we hadn't been looking at that time. I wasn't looking at the books every month.
Right.
I was just looking at the sales. Well, sales are up, like
Yeah,
great.
you got to look at the books every month, man.
This is so what
You have to.
100%. But I'm just this is starting in business. Like I never knew anything about business until
it's
like
third
you know what
year.
I mean?
Income of the money coming in must be greater than the outgo in order to survive. Every month.
You got to
Yes.
make more than you spend.
Yes.
So we didn't realize it's like, oh, we need more people. We get hired to do more stuff, and we just started hiring this and.
It was
I
because the
looked-
person that was handling the advertising was overspending, was spending way more than what should have
Because
been.
it wasn't their money.
That's right.
So a lot of things happened, but yes, like she did say, we were at a point where it's like, oh crap, what's happening? We had to lay off.
But you handle it quickly.
Yeah,
we did a couple layoffs, like the ad person and different stuff, and we're like, okay, so we're back on square zero. And then at that point again, well, what is the goal? Okay, I quit my job, great, but like, okay, good. What are we gonna do now? Okay, how are we gonna make 10 million? How are we gonna make 100 million? And then going back to that, and then seeing like, well, this is what happened last year that made us grow this much. We're gonna do this way more. And so
yeah, we did an analysis of the previous year when I first started.
So
What
you
were
found
the
out
successful
exactly
points?
what was successful.
Correct.
Yeah, what were the things that were successful? What actually caused the increase of sales?
looking at the
Obviously.
P&L, the profit and loss, looking at the actual financial, what actually made more money.
So that was part of the analysis that we did, and then we came up with a whole plan, which included all the successful actions from the previous year, not the unsuccessful ones.
Right.
Obviously. Yeah.
So I want to do a full disclaimer here. I am not taking full responsibility for your success.
Of course.
I think that I hope that I inspired you 5 years ago to
Oh,
look
you
beyond and to change your mind and to set some goals. Because honestly, there's a lot of good people. I have many different mentors myself, still today, and I read different books and I get really great ideas. So I just want to make sure I'm not saying, oh, Jim Mathers made you guys millionaires. No, these guys, they made themselves millionaires. I'm happy that I
Help us
inspired
have-
you to think about it.
Yes.
What's very interesting.
Very
is
much so, and that was at the perfect timing.
It was
when we were wanting to start to build our machine, and we wanted to actually figure out how to make something big and how to have kids and be successful, and that was like right at the beginning.
We met you right after the programming thing. Actually, at the time, that very first time we met you,
You
the
were
goal
just
was
at the programming
Amazon.
job?
I think maybe we didn't even have Amazon yet. I think we either had we were just
So
on
you were
Amazon.
thinking about it.
Yeah, we're like kind of okay. Well,
It was one of the business plans. We had
yeah.
several of
the
them.
other one was I was gonna do a programming boot camp and start that.
And
That was my
deliver it
big
to
thing at the
others.
time, right? Woo! But Amazon just took off more and went that way. But what I want to mention, that the thing that's important, yes, there's many mentors. You need to learn from a lot of people. Just look at people making more than you, or being more successful, or has a happier family than you, or has a better marriage than you. Go talk to them.
Yes.
What's the deal? Let me
So
just
hang out with
find
successful people.
Yes. Yes.
Follow
and,
successful
and make friends and talk to people hey, man, what can I do for you? And go on that aspect. And the big thing is the first decision. None of this would have happened if we just go, listen, I'm going to make 100,000. If your goal is to make 100,000, well, one, you may or may not ever make 100,000. Okay. But two, once you get 100,000, now you're unproductive and you're going to sit there. And so what happened is, if you do not have the goal to at least become a millionaire, at least having that as a goal. Because many people maybe talk about it, but a goal is generally something that you're working toward, not just a dream oh yeah, I would like to have it.
It doesn't come off by
Netflix.
osmosis.
I'd love to watch it. Netflix. No? Yeah, $1 million seems great.
Dream,
I mean, it's not...
Dreaming is dreaming. You gotta dream. You gotta have a good imagination. You gotta imagine the goal, but without going into action, it'll never happen. Right?
That's right. That's totally right.
And you guys totally next. And you gotta be willing to face danger.
True.
You got to be willing to face near annihilation. I've been almost annihilated a few times in the last 20 years. And it's like, you know what? You take a look and take a deep breath and you hug your wife and you go, thank you, honey. We're gonna make this go right. We're gonna make it go better. So, I really appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you, and we really, I thank you very much for that beginning time when we all met,
Yes.
and we made all those decisions at that point.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's very important because that's where it all starts, with you making the decision. You meaning an individual making a decision.
All right.
And we
And
did
we
that.
made the decision together, too. I didn't go off by my lonesome and
Right.
come back home and say, Whitney, we're going to be millionaires. And we're there together.
Yeah.
If you're going to any convention, business, inspiration, whatever, you need to be with your wife or with your partner or with whatever.
Or be with a friend. I mean, if you're not
Or
married
with a
yet,
friend.
get a friend that has the same positive attitude as you had. I call this a buddy. I call this as your like in diving, scuba diving, you gotta have a buddy, right? You gotta have a twin. You gotta have somebody that goes down, because if something goes wrong, you got someone that can help you.
Yep.
The same thing as an entrepreneur. You gotta have somebody that you can latch onto. I just met a couple of really fantastic guys from Canada, and 10 years ago they started a company, and in 10 years their company's worth $1 billion.
Whoa!
$1 billion.
Amazing.
Another friend of mine just on the street,
Yeah.
he started his company almost 10 years ago,
Stu, right?
and this spring, Stu, and he's worth over $1 billion, his
Ridiculous, I
company.
know.
So, you guys, do this action right now. Write down a list of at least 5 goals, or preferably 10. I mean, 10's a good number. 10 things you really want to achieve, to have, to do, to be, and make this list and then really look at it, and then have your partner, your spouse, your friend, somebody that you can't give it to somebody who goes, that's a stupid list. Okay, that's 20% of the people are going to tell you your list is stupid. So just recognize it right away. And if you make a mistake and show it to someone who says that, immediately write down, okay, never show my list to this person again. But you get your list of goals, you make a decision, and then the plan, because some people, I actually talked to a lady in Russia yesterday, and she said, yeah, I'm not good at planning. No, listen, you are good. The truth is, don't make it complicated. Right? So the plan could be as simple as, okay, I need to write down 3 business ideas, because maybe you don't have a business yet. Or if you have a business and you like your business and you just want to be able to improve it so you can make more money, then okay, then you got to write down, I got to sell more product.
Yeah.
Right? So I should learn how to sell more. So you should, get a good sales book.
Yeah.
Right.
I read this book, by the way, too. I did read this
Did that
book.
help you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is basically, again, I think one of the main things here, too, is serve your customer, help them.
Yeah, that's true.
Help your customer.
That's the
Help your
basis of the
customer. Is it
That and
complicated?
talk to lots of people.
Yeah.
Talk to lots and lots of people. But this could be on your list. Okay, I'm going to go and talk to 10 new people a day.
Yeah.
As a business owner, if you can talk to 10 new people a day, all of a sudden your contact list goes up. and be willing to throw away the negative people. You got to not throw away. Look, you're not gonna. If your mother's telling you your dreams are stupid and you're never gonna get them, you don't throw your mother away.
Yeah, of course.
You love her, but you don't tell her your dreams and goals. You tell her whatever she wants to hear, so she's.
I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to sell on Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, I know.
okay.
My mom cried when I quit my government job, so I still loved her. So the point is, walk away from this and go do something right now. I mean, if at the very least you just decide, that's it, I'm going to be successful. Okay, good. That's a good general thing. That's better than nothing. I'm going to be a millionaire. That's a really good decision.
It is.
Yeah.
And that means that you're going to make so much money that you don't have to worry about debt, and you don't have to worry about vacations, and you can fly anywhere around the world, and you can do the things you want to do, and whatever that is. And that's why you got to write your list, because you can't take her list. You can't take my list, because that will never motivate you as much as your own list. It's got to come from your heart, your soul. This has got to come, this motivation, this commitment, this drive has to come from you. It has to be what you really want. And I am so, this was my, you guys are my Christmas present for
Thank you.
2019.
We also wanted, as part of that, the reason we wanted, like, also writing down, like, why do you want that $1 million?
Yeah, why?
Like, what is your
What are you gonna
personal
do with it?
purpose?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the
Because
money?
that motivates you. Like, that's what motivated us the most, was the reason as to why we wanted that.
Having $1 million right here, right now, having $1 million doesn't really mean much. I've had it. I've dumped $1 million on my wife before, cash. It was awesome. But
Wow!
it wasn't my million. I had to give it back. But it was a great picture.
Wow!
So the thing is, the why. Why are you doing this is really important. Who are you going to help? Is it your kids, your family? You just want to go on more vacations? And vacation's not a problem if you want to go somewhere and take a week off.
Yep.
But understand, if you want to just go on an extended vacation, you better have a big company with a lot of people you trust, because I did that one time. I went around the world talking. I came back and everything I thought I had built up was gone. I was like, okay, but I've survived everything been thrown at me in the last 30 years, and that's why even though I'm almost 60, I feel like I'm 23. I'm more excited today about my businesses, about my energy company, about the things that I'm doing, and about helping my
We love
friends.
you. You're awesome.
I'm more excited today than ever before.
He helps so many people.
I hope to be like that when I grow up.
everywhere around the world. You're a legend. Literally, you are.
I'm just me, baby.
Well, we love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Please
Okay.
share this with your friends, and pass on the good word. Everybody can be successful if they choose to be.
That's very true.
All right.
We're
Thank
good.
you. Yep, we're
Okay,
good.
'cause, yeah, we can keep talking. I got more stuff.
mean-
But okay, just the last thing.
Oh.
Just because I'm a millionaire, just because I thought about it. You know what? Before I close, okay. There's a book.
Before Jim closes.
There's a book. There's a book called The Millionaire Booklet. Okay?
Yeah,
By one of
like
the-
Grant
one of the
Cardone.
ones. That's right. Grant
Oh, wait,
Cardone.
let me tell you a story behind that.
Go.
I was with Grant, and I said, Grant, I got this thing called the 100 Millionaires Club. He goes, ooh, that's really cool. And I was sitting with him and a billionaire, and we were hanging out, and I said, yeah, and me and my buddies, we have this 100 Millionaires Club, and we want to help. And Grant goes, wow, that's a great idea. And we said, well, you want to help us? He goes, no. He goes, because Grant's got his own thing. And I've known Grant for 20 years. He's awesome. He literally that night wrote the Millionaire.
What?
Yes, I'm not kidding you. I inspired Grant Cardone just a little bit.
I was even gonna say, I'm like, listen, how do you make $1 million? He talks about that in the book. 2 people, 500,000.
Yeah.
100,000 people, $10.
Yeah. He puts the
you know what I
gradient
mean? You need
stuff.
to do
I know.
that. You need to name how you're gonna become a
So you
millionaire, and there you go.
inspired that.
Good job.
You're amazing.
Good job, Jim.
Baby.
Boom.
Well, I don't know. Grant will say that I didn't put my name in the book. That's okay. I don't care, because at the time I went, I don't care who's helping people make $1 million.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah.
If Grant Cardone makes 100 millionaires before I do, that's good for me.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't do it for me.
Yeah.
I know.
of
I'm just
course.
trying to help my friends. All right,
Just-
Thank
time
you,
out.
thank
We
you,
gotta go.
Thank you, Jim. Awesome.
Thank you, Martino.
Thank you.
I guess mine too, right? All these.
He's gonna shut them all.
That's perfect. Mine's the last one.